During the filming of NBC Universal's movie, A Dog's Purpose, someone had gotten footage of one of the German Shepherds being treated in a way that many feel was not okay, especially if you consider that it was for human entertainment. Now, this was in November of 2015 in Canada, and TMZ did get this footage, and I think there's a debate about whether or not this is considered animal cruelty. Now take a look and we will discuss.
Well, he ain't gonna calm down until he goes in the water. Just gotta throw him in. Oh, oh, here he goes. Oh no. Okay, you get his feet wet, he learns it's not cold. Look, he wants to go in. Oh, he wants to get away. Just throw him in. Oh, here it goes. Oh, he's going to end up going in with him. Here, boy. Oh, no.
Okay, so
what happened at the end there? Was he started to drown or something?
Yeah, he was completely submerged. Everyone freaked out and then went to go save the dog. Okay, so just to give you a little more background, in that scene, there were 8 outboard motors used to churn the water and recreate a rushing river. And so look, a lot of dogs are afraid of water, and like I don't know, I feel like people are gonna get at me, but I just didn't like it. It made me...
No, are you
Am
kidding
I a
me?
crazy dog owner? I don't know. I just, because I get it. There are a lot of dogs that hate water. Like my dog actually, thankfully, doesn't mind getting bathed, but my previous dog hated being bathed. But sometimes I had to bathe her, you know? She hated having her nails clipped, but you had to clip her nails. And so she would fight it. But I think the only difference there is you're doing it for the dog's well-being, so she's clean and she has, you know, short nails and she's comfortable. Yeah. In this case, it's being done for human entertainment and it's so unnecessary.
Yeah, agree to disagree. All right, so now, first of all, I'm amused that you think you have the controversial opinion. Are you kidding me? Americans love dogs way more than they love humans, way more. So all of America is going to be on your side. If we did a poll, I would be crushed, okay? And in fact, people are already despising me, and I haven't even finished the sentence. So like the dog lovers are mental. Oh my God, Snuffy got wet. He got wet. He doesn't like the water. Okay, they're filming a multi-million-dollar movie. Let's up and at 'em. Okay.
Oh yeah. They're filming a multi-million-dollar movie. Did
I tell you I'm a capitalist? Have I mentioned that? Okay. So look. Here's the thing. We cut their balls off. Now you're telling me we can't put them in a pool that's actually safe? And look at what happened when when he actually got submerged. It wasn't like they were like, whatever, who cares about the dog, get the next one, right? They all flipped out, they're like, cut, and they all dove in and saved him. It's not like they don't care, and the guy, the trainer, wasn't like, hey, whatever, and threw him in. No, he's like, okay, let me get the feet wet, let me get the whole body wet, let me make sure he's okay. They gotta film the scene.
No, they don't have to film the scene, actually, right? Like, think about
just shut down the movie.
No, don't, first of all, here's the reality. Here's what I think about movies using real dogs, right, or real animals, especially if the entire movie is about real dogs. First of all, they usually suck, and second of all, like look, it's supposed to be a kids' movie. Why can't you just do an animated movie? Why can't you just use CGI?
But that's not this movie. That's a totally different movie.
I don't know, whatever. I just think that it's ridiculous to force animals, not just dogs, animals to do things that they don't want to do or put them in uncomfortable positions just for our freaking entertainment. That's all I have to say about it. I know that there's a huge debate, by the way. I think you're completely discounting the number of people that are actually on your side.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and so I get it, and maybe I am a crazy dog owner because, yeah, I think of my dog and I think of how innocent and sweet he is, how much happiness and joy he provides for my life, and the idea of putting him in a terrible situation for someone else's entertainment makes me angry. It does.
Yeah. But whoever owns the dog is probably getting a good amount of money,
I don't care
so
what
it's
they're
not
getting.
like they're like, don't put my dog in jeopardy. They're like, Okay, and he didn't. You saw the video. I don't know if he owns it, but the trainer was like, very, very calm.
Yeah,
Look,
very gentle with the dog.
he
forcing
was.
him
He
into the
was.
water.
What do you want him to do? Okay, I know. Look, your side, your main argument is
Animals are innocent.
I understand that, and they are, right? And so don't get me wrong. Like when in some countries, including Turkey, by the way, they make they not domesticate the bears, but they chain them up and they get them to dance. Or in India and in Thailand, they train the elephants and train the elephants to paint and stuff. You know what kind of beating they got to do to a bear and an elephant to get them to do that? Okay, so and I'm so pro animals. I'm basically against zoos. I hate seeing them caged up like that.
Right.
Right? And so, do I believe in that kind of animal cruelty? Of course not. I might be more lib than you on animal cruelty because I don't even like zoos, right? But, like, what happened there on that tape wasn't like some sort of crime against humanity or.
No, okay,
You know what I'm
and let me
saying?
be clear about something. First of all, you know where there's rampant cruelty toward animals? Here in the United States. Look, there obviously is a double standard when it comes to animals that we domesticate versus animals that we eat. We're vicious to animals that we farm for consumption, right?
That's the best point.
Yeah, okay,
Look,
so-
and I'm a big meat eater. I know those Trump bikers for Trump want to set up a wall at me. Okay, anyway, I don't want to get back into that. So I eat steak, I eat bacon. Everybody knows it. But every time I think about what they do to those poor cows and what they do to the poor pigs and how we abuse the hell out of them. But everybody's like, yeah, but it's not my cute, cuddly dog. Like, I got a dog and he's my pet. Oh, the cows butcher him and keep him in a cage for the rest of their lives. I don't care.
Yeah, look, I know there's that double standard, and that should be mentioned. But at the same time, the reason why people have the type of reaction that they do to videos like that, and I agree with you, I don't think it's a gigantic crime and people should be imprisoned. I'm just saying that you watch it and it makes you feel really bad. It's because we do see our pets, specifically our dogs, as members of our families, and I know that they're not the same as babies and people are gonna be like, that's ridiculous. I get that. But I think people also minimize the insane positive impact that dogs have on people's mental health, on their happiness. They're incredible. So they see videos like that and they immediately think of their dogs. It's just what happens.
This is a major aspect of this I think you guys are both missing. Have you seen the previews for this movie, A Dog's Purpose? I think that's the movie it's from, am I
Yeah,
right?
it is, yeah.
I saw it in the preview, was watching the movie with my kid. It looks like one of the most cheesy, horrifically stupid movies I've ever seen. So by the way, yes, I think it is torturous and cruel to this animal. Even if it's something mental, the dog didn't want to do it. He was freaking out. If nothing else, there's a level of fear of something going on. You don't want to force any living creature, as you talked about with farming animals, to do anything that drastic that's fearful. But the movie looks so bad. It's so bad. Oh, he jumped off my back and caught the damn frisbee. Oh, he's the same dog. Keeps coming back and helping each person. Hope the movie makes about $1,000 because it looks like the cheesiest movie. You thought Air Bud was bad? This is gonna be a lot worse.
I mean, look, that's what I'm saying. I mean, this was done, again, for the entertainment of humans. And the entertainment isn't even that entertaining. Like that's
Why didn't you do it for the entertainment of the dogs? Why didn't you do that, Hollywood?
You're the worst.
You
Anyway.
too, man. These bleeding heart libs. What am I gonna do with
And
that?
I don't even have a dog.
Like,
but,
and by the
I
way,
don't like seeing it.
I'm just thinking of myself being offered any amount of money and agreeing to it, and then sitting there while I watch some person trying to drag my dog into that water. Like, first of all, I wouldn't have taken that money. Okay, that's just me. But I would fucking lose my mind. Charlie, really? You're gonna fuck with Charlie? You're gonna fuck with my baby? You're gonna put my fur baby in that water?
For me?
Oh my God, if I saw Charlie 100% submerged in the water like that, struggling to get his cute little nose above water, I would lose my mind.
Okay, me with our cat, or who our kids have
Don't
named.
even say it.
Our
Don't
kids
dig
have
that
named
hole.
Kiki Cat. Hey, Kiki Cat, you okay? What? I'm kidding. But they gotta make a movie. And maybe you guys are right, they should have never made it in the first place, but they didn't know it was gonna be that bad.
I mean, that's just my perception. I hate
Yeah.
those kinds of movies with
I
dogs.
agree
Dogs
with you.
thinking and having a voice.
You know what they should have said in the first place? K999!
Animals are innocent.
TRTnetwork.com/join.